Welcome everyone to this week's news and booze. And you know what? He's gonna laugh at me, but he was drinking something different 5 minutes ago. But now he's back to
Busch Light.
And I have a garage beer. It's not bad. It's not too bad.
Keystone Light ain't too bad either for the money. Yeah, we was out somewhere on the 4th and I wanted some beer and went to the store and a 30 pack was like $32 and a 12 pack of Keystone Light was like 7 or 8. And I said, well,
gosh.
It's Keystone Light.
Keystone. Cheers. Cheers. This is pretty good.
Stay hydrated there, everybody.
And not necessarily with beer. we have some exciting news this week before we get to the paper. We have our first sponsor of News and Booze.
RTS, Rotherham Tire Service.
So thank you. And I have a trivia question for Scott. We'll see if he knows the answer. That business has been in that family since what year? It's been in the Rotherham family since...
I'll bet before I was born.
Way before you were born and way before I was born.
That's old.
I know. I know.
I would have no idea.
Well, I had to consult the Ewing history book to make sure. But in 1948, Jim Rotherham opened that station. And then Jerry and another Rotherham took it over. And then Butch took it over in, I think, 1969.
I guess I never knew that Jerry had it, but.
And then Eddie. So thank you, Rotherham Tire Service in Ewing. Stop by, check out the tires.
We stopped and talked to him today about some picnic tables, them towable picnic tables, because we're having a Schindler family reunion and
a Schindler shindig.
Yeah. So we asked him what do you got for specials this week? Well, not really anything. I'll sponsor you this week anyway.
So thank you, Eddie. We appreciate it. Yep. Okay, on to the news. Shall we start with Royal? Okay.
Whatever.
Next weekend, Royal Community Day with the annual tractor parade and then the community barbecue.
I'm sure it's going to be a little roping or something going on.
Yep, there is. There's the youth division and then the adult division follows. I think the kids start at noon, adults around 1:30ish. The tractor parade is in the morning. Gary Ober runs that, and it's kind of always neat to meet up at the Royal Bar and Grill and then see who's there with their tractors. And there's some newer ones too, sometimes. And then go out on the route and get pictures of them as they travel the countryside. Last year was a different route, so
they kind of switch it.
They do
every year.
Yep.
Try to do something different.
Yeah, so that's fun. They will leave. Registration starts at 10:30. They leave Royal Bar and Grill at noon. And I think they usually get back around 5. Is that right?
It's a long day.
Yeah, it's a long afternoon. But I always hear. Remember, was that like 2 or 3 years ago when they were out northwest, kind of by Livingston's, and they got
caught in a storm.
Got caught in the storm. Polly and Lisa had taken refreshments out for them. Because I think that was the
They ended up in someone's barn or shop or whatever.
Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen this year. And then, like Scott said, there's roping. The Amish will be there selling baked goods. Root beer floats will be available. Kimberly Meyer will be singing throughout the roping event. She'll be in the auditorium. There are raffle tickets available. All the proceeds for that go to the Royal Community Development Corporation. And then that night is their annual pork barbecue at the auditorium. So spend the day in Royal.
It's Page this weekend, Royal next weekend.
And then it's Orchard.
Orchard.
So busy month, lots of activities going on.
Yeah, so what else is in the news this week?
Okay, so I actually love this story. Last week I went up to the Orchard swimming pool, and it's this story down here. Well, first of all, thank you to the Old School Thrift Store for paying for swimming lessons for both sessions, because they picked up the fee for all the kids that will be in lessons this year. And so between the two sessions and this little mini session, I think they will have had 85 kids that got swimming lessons. And that is amazing, right there, to have that many. You know, that's a lifelong skill, swimming, that you can always use. So thank you.
Especially if you're from Texas.
Okay.
I'm sorry for them people.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't want that
unintended. That
flooding anywhere. Yeah.
It's terrible, and we should all be praying for them poor people.
And hope that the missing are located.
Yeah,
And
but they're running out of hope because
devastation. Yeah, I just hope we never have anything. We've had flooding here. That's the thing. But
yeah, I've had to walk out of the house and over my ankle deep water barefoot, and then put my boots and shoes on one morning. But nothing like that.
No, we don't need, what was it, 11 inches of rain?
In like 2 or 3 hours.
Right, yeah, that's just crazy.
But
back to swimming lessons. So the two pool managers, that's Angie Robertson and Danny Yonke, they had talked about how can the pool help kids who have special needs and teach them how to swim. Whether that special need is maybe they have they're socially awkward and they don't like crowds. How can they help kids who have Down syndrome, or how can they help kids who just learn differently and give them a one-on-one experience? So they created a program, and they taught adaptive swimming lessons. They have 12 lifeguards at the pool this year, and they partnered up. I think they ended up having, there were 6 there the day I was there. 6 kids take part, and each youngster was paired up with a lifeguard, and they set up, like for Topanga, she wanted to learn to feel comfortable in the water. She mastered level 1. They were trying to get her to level 2 in the Red Cross swimming order. So they had skills for her to work on. Clara is at the pool a lot, and last year she learned the different swimming strokes, and this year they wanted her to get more comfortable, like actually going out farther in the water. 2 boys, August and Lewis, actually, one of them was afraid to go off the diving board, but you know, sometimes when you're with a friend at the pool, they encourage you, and
a little intimidation.
Well, maybe not intimidation, but encouragement. And so, yeah, it was a really good day when I went up last Thursday when that was the last day of their lessons. We had kids who had not gone down the slide before, and they went down the water slide. Like I said, 2 kids jumping off the board. And they were all having fun. That was the great thing. They were having a great time. And I don't know, I just know from personal experience, I was a lifeguard when I was in college. That is a skill you will always be glad that you have.
Yeah.
Is swimming. So kudos to Angie and Danny and all of the lifeguards who helped with those lessons, because I think that's just a great story, and keep up the good work. Yeah. What else did you want to? On page 3, so I'll pull it out. I love when we have what I consider milestones. So weddings, anniversaries, engagements. And I just thought this was like such a great contrast this week on page 3. We have an engagement announcement for Alyssa Mosier, and her fiance is Cole Kolkowski. I actually know his mom. She's one of the best high school journalism teachers in the state of Nebraska. She teaches at Omaha Marian. So, and her name is Marcia. So they are getting married in August, and then we have a 50th wedding anniversary announcement for Lyle and Trudy Spangler. Yeah. So, years and years ago, papers were full of weddings and engagements, and now I think people use social media more so to announce that stuff, but that can go away. This will always be archived. So, if you have a wedding coming up, if you have an engagement or an anniversary, give us a call and talk to us about sharing the good news, because that's the kind of good news people like to hear.
Yeah. It's sad when you only print obituaries.
I know. So even baby announcements, we haven't had any for a while, I guess, but.
Because no one's making babies anymore. They're not bragging about it, I guess.
I don't know. There for a while, I think we did have 4 or 5 in about a 6-month span. So that was good. But, like I said, if you have a milestone event to share with us, give us a call. We will be happy to share that news. We have kind of a busy weekend. I love going to Page Days, and unfortunately we will be in Iowa. And fortunately, unfortunately I won't be in Page, but we will have a photographer there taking pictures throughout the day. But our daughter Lacey got married in Ireland, and so we are going to celebrate with her and have their wedding reception this weekend.
Yeah.
He's really excited. He is. You're so nonchalant about it.
Well, she married that goddamn Irishman,
That was not a good Irish accent. I think Ross is going to teach you.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah,
get it right. But we're happy for them.
Yeah, she sent me, 200 snaps. And I'm going to give her hell when I see her, because you can't
zoom in
and blow them up, and to see what, and there was so much historic stuff that I would have a lot of interest in, and you couldn't really.
Okay.
She would have just texted it.
Hint to the technologically challenged husband. You can actually save those pictures to your camera roll in Snapchat. And then you could blow them
Huh?
up.
Mrs. Schindler, I did not know that.
Okay, Mr. Schindler, now you do. I'm sure I'll have to teach you how to do that.
I am sure you will,
But that's okay.
because I'm technologically,
Challenged.
yeah.
Yes, you are, sometimes. Sometimes, but anyway, thanks again to Eddie at Rotherham Tire Service for sponsoring us. It's hot out and I want to finish my beer, so I think we'll call it a night. Have a great week, everyone.
Stay hydrated.